All right, what's up, guys? Aid here. Who are we with and what'd you do today?
I'm Derek. I was playing Sunavalon Rikka.
Hell yeah. So, do you want to get right into it or do you have any shout-outs or anything first?
No, I'll just get right into it.
All right, sick.
All right, so you gotta...
Can you turn them this other way?
Yeah, sure.
Hell yeah.
You gotta run the one brick. Unfortunately, you just have to. It sets up your combo plays. And then I max out the Loki. Just because you really want to see this card or you want to see unexpected die.
Yeah, are you playing a 40 flat? Or is it over?
I'm playing a 45 card deck, actually.
45?
And I'll explain why. But one of the main reasons is I don't want to open the bricks, so running a little more is okay for me. But this is the main Sunseed board. To the Rikka stuff, I run one Primula, and I run triple Princess. This card is broken.
What do these two do? I'm unfamiliar with them.
Primula, it's really good with Glamour because when a plant monster is tributed, she can special summon herself. And in a separate chain, after you tribute a monster with Glamour, you can add her and Princess and special summon Primula with her own effect, and then special summon Princess with her own effect, and then you can go into your rank 4 Exceed.
Is a rank 4 a negate? I haven't read that card much either.
I can explain that when we get to the extra deck. But you want to max out your Princess because it is basically a free monster negate as well. So this really helps you get through your combos. I only run 2 petal. I know a lot of people are running more, but I prefer not opening it. I would rather open up the Loki. So I stuck with 2, and it did really well for me tonight, so I prefer 2. I do run 2 Mudon as well. I've seen 1, but 2 really helps you in the grind game because Petal always comes back every turn. You can just search the Mudon. Usually you still have your field spell, and Mudon can tribute one of your opponent's monsters to special summon herself.
Oh, jeez.
And then the last one I run is the Snowdrop. Snowdrop can tribute a plant monster to special summon herself and another Rikka monster. So it's usually special summon Snowdrop and Mudon.
It's so cool seeing how like the Rikka package evolves with all the new stuff out, because I haven't looked at it since pre this set, Pote.
Yeah.
And so all I played was this when I played the deck.
The Rikka package is so good now.
Yeah, it went from 1 card to 9.
Yeah, with Princess, it's just too good not to run. And the field spell and the trap card, which I'll get to, they're just amazing. They break boards so easily.
I was just thinking about getting rid of my, what's it called? This deck, actually. So maybe I should just not. Looking at it.
I didn't run the Imperms. Instead, I ran the Gamma package. This
card's crazy.
Mostly because a lot of people try to hand trap the unexpected die or the 1-for-1, and it's just really easy to stop that with Gamma and then rip a card from their hand. So
so do you play Omega also then?
Yes.
Hell yeah. I was gonna ask if you play something to summon off that, and that's a dirty one.
Yep, so for the Rikka spells and traps, I run the 1 sheet. You usually search it off of the field spell, Concon, which you search off of Mudon. So when Mudon is special summoned, you can search a Rikka spell or trap. You usually add this, which lets you set a Rikka spell or trap directly from your deck. So
instead of searching this, you search this to get this
get this, or you get your Glamour if you want to make another play.
Or if you drew that or something?
If you drew it. Glamour is probably one of the best cards in the entire deck. It lets you tribute a plant monster to search another plant monster, and if you, normally it's a Rhoda, so you can search a Rikka monster with it, but if you tribute a plant monster, you get to search an additional monster of the same level, different.
Oh, so I Rhoda, but then I get an additional search based on what I tributed if I tributed?
Normally, if you tribute a monster, you will add Princess and Primula, and then Primula's effect will tribute because will trigger because you tributed a monster to special summon herself. And Princess is a free special summon with her own effect.
Oh, so that's a free rank 4?
That's what lets you go into the rank 4 for free.
Nice.
And then the field spell is just broken. It's basically Lair of Darkness for plants.
Wait, really?
Yeah, so you can use Glamour to tribute their own monster to get double search.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
And it's very strong against the Ter Elements matchup because they get tributed for cost and they don't get their effects in the graveyard.
Oh, that's really cool too.
Yeah.
So this is like a nuts card going first to search that, and it's also nuts going second to search that.
It breaks boards going second.
That's
cool. Absolutely breaks
when I played this deck,
second.
it struggled going second. Yeah. So that's really cool that this gives it in-engine ways to do that.
And most people don't understand that this is Player of Darkness for plants, so they will let it go through. And then you tribute their monster for costs that will negate something, and they can't do anything about it.
That's so dumb.
So yeah, it's so good. And Rikka Sheet is the same thing. You tribute a monster, you can tribute their own monster, and it snatch steals the monster.
Do you play the rank 8 too, I'm assuming?
I do.
Yeah, so that card also
It tributes for free, basically.
So dumb.
But yeah, I can get to that. So there's a lot of tributing for cost, and it just tears through Ter Element boards because they don't get their effects.
I like that a lot.
And Sheet also steals a monster, so not only do you tribute one of their monsters, you get to steal one of their monsters and negate its effect.
That's nuts. That's nuts.
So it's a 2-for-1. To summon out my Sunseed Loki, I play 1-for-1 and then the triple unexpected die.
These cards go so hard.
These are the bread and butter of the deck. If you can get this to go through, you've pretty much won the game because you open full combo with Sheet on the field spell, and Bag of Lancer, and it's just too hard to out. Even if they Dark Ruler you have so many plays.
Yeah, this deck has a board also that's like not Dark Ruler.
And I can show you the end board if you want me to.
I'm down. Yeah. I had some questions like as to how that would go too. Like, if you don't open Rikkas, can just the Loki get you into the full engine?
It can, and I can show you the full combo too if you want me to. So for the Sunbind spells, I debated on running either 2 Sowing or Sowing and Garden.
Which one's Garden?
Garden is the one that's the continuous spell
you place
that
it,
lets
you
discard a card, and then every turn you can special summon one. But I prefer 2 Sowing,
really?
just because even if they Ash this, it's just really good to draw into.
Yeah, the other one's not really a starter. This is a bad starter, but it's still a starter.
Yeah, this is a bad starter, but normally they'll try and Ash the Dryas, and if you open with this, you can continue with your combo.
You feel so good. It's like when you get your Alistair stopped and you have the Invocation.
Exactly. So if you had Garden, you wouldn't be able to do that.
It's weird the list doesn't play Garden at all. That was like essential for my combos back when I was playing it.
It's good, but I think Sowing's just a little better. Yeah. So I run, these are kind of the flex spots. I would call them the flex spots, but I think most of these cards are essential. I run the Terraforming. It helps me search the field spell, but it also helps me search Mystic Mine.
So you played 2 of the field spell, 2 Mystic Mine, 1 Terra?
Yeah.
So it's like you played 3 of each while still only having 5 slots?
Pretty much. Mystic Mine did save me game 2 against Ter Elements. He basically milled out his whole deck, and he didn't have an out, and I still had, I just played Mystic Mine and passed until he ran out of cards. So
we take those, especially when they got rid of most of their cards on their own.
Yeah, I think Mystic Mine is really good in this deck. I do run the triple Dark Ruler. This card was probably the MVP in my last match. I Dark Rulered twice in one game.
Hell yeah. So you broke his board with Dark Ruler, he reestablished and he did it again?
Yeah. Yep. It was a really grindy game. And then I played the Triple Tactics Talon as well.
How'd that perform?
I didn't see it much, but when I saw it, I was able to rip some pretty decent cards. I ripped a Pointer of the Lotus once.
I ripped their rip card? That feels good.
So it was really nice. And then the last flex spot, I had Rivalry, which was also, it performed like crazy. It outs every big deck right now. Ter Element Sprite, it's just as good as Mystic Mine. They can't out it. So,
except you get to play under it still. Your entire deck is playing.
There's nothing that's not a plan except Omega. So I can still full combo through Rivalry.
With it being like you said, 45 cards, right?
Yeah.
If you had to play 40, like what are cards 41 through 45 in the list that are?
I would easily. So I barely I used this package one time tonight, and I don't think it was even needed, because I could have opted for the Rikka Princess route instead. So I would drop this and put the deck at 41.
Yeah,
honestly.
so if you had to go lower, those are the cards that are like...
And you might be able to drop Terraforming, but it's just such a nice search
It's so
card
versatile when
to
you play
get
the
you down
mind,
to 40. Too. But you could easily drop these, for sure. So to get into the extra deck, you have to play 3 Dryas.
Yeah, this is the best card ever printed with playing this set.
It's so good. It gives you a +3 on the board and immediately if they don't stop it. So it's amazing. I do run 2 Jasmine just in case my combo gets interrupted. This did come up one of my matches.
You don't make both in it?
You don't. Normally you only need 1.
I just know, like, there's a lot of other cards that I remember playing back in the day that doesn't play either. Like the Aro Mage that gains life, Laurel.
Yeah, some builds do play Laurel as an extender. I don't think it's needed.
If you go down the Laurel route, that's where the 2 comes up because the Laurel will summon
the Laurel will summon itself when you gain life points.
Trigger both of these, but that was like when they were doing these like the standard.
But there's a different way to gain.
Yeah, that was back in my day.
There's a different way to gain life points now, so Laurel's not as needed.
Ooh.
So the Sunbind package, a Thrasher. He can gain attacks.
Yeah, he sometimes goes for lethal.
Yeah, he can go for lethal.
2 healer.
And 2 healer. I like 2 healer because I like to save my Thrasher just in case. And I summon healer off of Dryas and then summon another healer to combo after I summon Jasmine.
Then you don't want to have to waste the Thrasher?
Right, exactly.
Is there a world where you'd play a second Thrasher instead? Or?
I would not. One, because of the time rules. In game 3 for healer.
Oh, that's kind of cool, yeah.
Because you don't need to leave your main phase to gain 600 life points, which is sometimes a lot. And 2, just because I think it's a better card.
What the heck are you watching over there?
So I run Melias as well. He
one-of?
Yeah, as a one-of.
The world's changing.
He helps you get into Bangalancer because he will reborn Loki from your grave.
Back in my day, we played 3 of this.
Yeah, it's not nearly as needed anymore because you do run a bigger Rikka package in the extra deck, but Bangalancer is incredible. He's really hard to out because he can come back from the grave. He's a compulsory quick play compulsory evacuation device on either player's turn by taking the damage of the monster you compulse.
Does this? I think this heals though, right? If you have it out or no?
It does heal.
Yeah,
yep.
So you'd heal it back.
Yep, you would.
You get to special summon off of it.
Yeah, and you get to special summon your Thrasher off of it. Yeah, so
they thought that we were taking damage.
Yeah, this was a really good out to kick Kalos because
bounce it back clean without the mill 5.
Yeah, he won't get the mill. So for the Rikka package, I run 2 Strenna. This is really good for the grind game. I would definitely recommend 2. I've seen 1, but 2 is just amazing. And then Strenna, whenever she's tributed for a plant monster, she will come back and be used as a material for an Exceed monster 8 or higher. So the ones I run, this came up actually more than I thought it would.
Wait, how does it work? So you can tribute it, special it?
Yeah, normally you will tribute her off with Mudon, and whenever she's tributed, she will come back as a material and attach herself as a level 8, rank 8 or higher. Yeah, so she is really good in the grind game.
That is nice.
She gets you into her bigger monsters. So the ones I run is the one Rikka, and you usually go into this. You don't need Strenna to go into it, but you can. She is just a free quick play tribute of a monster on either player's turn, which really helps against your Elements matchup because, again, they don't get their grave effects.
Yeah, it's a really strong removal.
This one actually came up way more than I thought it would. You basically declare a card declare a card name. You mill the top of your deck for that card. If it's not that card, you can detach a material and bounce a card to the top or the bottom of a player's deck. So I would always call Winged Dragon of Ra, and
If it is that card, you get to like add it to hand though,
You
right?
can add it to your hand, yeah.
Yeah, I remember I played this back in the day in Sylvans, and I would call Soul Charge. So like, I'm probably gonna spin a card, but sometimes I get Soul Charge.
Yep. So this came up. I actually was able to out a kit Kalos with this, and I was able to out Regulex with
Regulus, which card is that?
The Therion.
Oh yeah,
card.
The big Earth dude.
Yeah. So this came in clutch a few matches, and the last one I run is this one. I almost always go into this one.
That
with
one's a
Strenna.
negate, right?
It is a negate, but it's really powerful because it can be an Omni negate if you play it correctly. Anytime you activate a card effect, you can attach the same type of card from your graveyard to this card.
I get him.
So if you activate a spell card, you can put a spell card on it as a material, and you detach the same type to negate a card of that type. So he can negate a monster, he can negate a trap, he can negate a spell.
That's kind of sick.
As long as he has that type equipped.
Can you equip to him on your opponent's turn too?
You can.
So if you flip a trap, like your trap.
Yep.
Oh wait, you didn't play the.
So if you activate Rivalry and you already have Sheet in your grave, you can equip Sheet to him.
Yeah, you don't play the Sunavalon trap. I just noticed.
I don't. And the reason I don't run that is that I feel like, one, if you draw it, you hate to see it.
Yeah, it's a brick.
and two, I feel like it's a win more card. Because if you already have Sheet, I'll show you the end board, but you already have Sheet with this, sometimes this, and Bangalancer. And even if they somehow out your monsters, they still have to deal with a negate and a monster steal with Sheet. And usually that's just too hard to get over. So I feel like that's a win more card, and I don't think you need it. And then the last thing I ran was Omega.
The Omega.
And again, you can drop this. So this is a free 15th slot.
Man, this deck has evolved a lot. It's cool seeing how different it is from when I played it. And I only played it a couple months ago. Like, it hasn't been forever.
Yeah, it's definitely changed really quickly with the new stuff coming out. So the side, I side my third mine. I side a Pankratops and 3 Lava Golem. This came up a lot. I was able to out Regulex and I can't remember, but 2 really big monsters, and that got me going. Red Reboot, obviously, you sided in because you don't want to lose to evenly. 3D Barrier, self-explanatory, just with the meta right now. It helps with your Sprite matchup, it helps with your Tier Elements matchup, so it's really good.
I like this card a lot.
Triple Pointer, this came in clutch a lot. I was able to rip a Lava Golem out of someone's hands, and
they thought they were breaking your board.
They lost their entire ability to break my board because I was able to rip that Lava Golem. And then Triple Evenly. This is really good against Sprite, which is my hardest matchup. So
I think it's pretty good against Tier too, since they don't really put up Omni negates.
Yeah, it is really good against Tier as well. But Tier is actually much easier for me than my Sprite matchup. I faced 3 Tier Element three Tier Elements tonight, and I 2-0'd all of them.
Hell yeah. So this is the Tier Element Destroyer.
Yeah, and I played 1 Sprite, and I went 2-1 against it. So I definitely have a much harder time against Sprite, but I can show you the full combo.
Hell yeah, I'm down to see that. So is the full combo just off the Loki?
So the full combo is, this is the only card you need. So you'll summon your Loki, you'll link it off for your Dryas.
I love his name.
Dryas will go off.
Dry ass.
It'll add to your Sowing. Sowing's effect is you pay 1,000 and you can special summon your brick from your deck.
Yeah.
And then because you lost life points, you can gain life points back with him. And his effect will also go off to special summon your Loki back from your grave. So typically I like to do chain link 1, 2.
Play around Bell.
Yeah. And this is where you summon the healer.
Yeah.
And you can gain life points here because she's not once per turn. Then you could go into your Jasmine. So from here, you make Dryas for a second time, and then you make another healer.
Ooh, and now you're gonna proc
Healer's
again.
effects will proc.
So now you've healed 12, right? It's 6 each time, or is it 3 each time?
It's 3 each time.
So you healed 6.
A total of 6. But now that you're gaining life points with Jasmine Orb, you get your search. Always search Mudon. Do not search anything else except for Mudon, because it will facilitate your play into getting your field spell. With Jasmine's second effect, you can tribute a plant to special summon a plant.
Lone Fire in the extra deck is fair.
Yes.
Very balanced.
Very, very balanced. It's pretty good. And I will typically go for Petal, because Petal's effect is during the main phase you can add a Rikka monster.
Oh,
to your hand.
jeez.
This is a really good card in the grind game because it's also a Treeborn Frog. If you control no monsters or just plant monsters. So this will come back every single end phase.
That is actually correct. That's insane follow-up.
And you can search every single turn. So it came up a lot in the grind games.
I like that a lot, actually. This was a deck prior, too, that like when I played it, it didn't have crazy follow-up, it felt like.
Yeah, this has an amazing follow-up, especially with Bangle Lancer.
Wild.
So with Petal, you will usually search Snowdrop.
Yeah.
And then you can tribute the Petal off to summon your Snowdrop. And
then the Mudon.
Which will summon your Mudon. Yeah. And because Mudon was summoned with a plant type, you get Mudon's effect to search for a Rikka spell or trap. So you will search your, Konkon. And from here, you play Konkon. You can do one of two things. You either search your sheet or your glamour.
What do you tend to opt for?
You almost always go for sheet if you don't have it.
So like if you get Dark Ruler or something, you still have some sort of interruption. Gives you a more versatile end board.
Unless you're in the grind game, you've already used your sheet, or you don't need to use your sheet, you can go for Glamour to tribute their monster off because you already have the Konkon on board. But you'll normally search your sheet. This allows you to modulate levels.
Yeah, so you make them both 8, right?
So you make them both 8, yep. And you can do one of two things. If you need to out something, you can go for this guy, like I explained.
But if we're going first, we're probably just putting up the interrupt.
If you're going first, you're probably going that because it's a free tribute for cost. Then you will go into Malias, who will let you special summon your Loki from your graveyard. And then you can take those and you can make your Bangle Lancer. So just off of a single card, you have a free tribute, you have a compulsory on your opponent's turn, you have another tribute with a negate and a steal. So,
yeah, because this gets it in. So 4 interrupts, kind of.
So, 4 interrupts.
Through a Loki.
Through just one Loki. And even if they Dark Ruler you, you still have a monster negate
you keep half
and
of them.
Steal.
And if they like Lightning Storm Duster you still have half of them.
Exactly.
Half of them are in each place.
And if they manage to clear your board, you still have Petal during the end phase, and then you can Petal again to search for another Mudon. Mudon will tribute their own monster to special summon herself, and then you'll search a Glamour, and you can tribute Petal with Glamour and search for Primula and Princess. Because you tributed a monster, Primula will get her effect to special summon. You can special summon Princess for free, go into your rank 4, and keep going from there.
Are you locked at this point? Like, can I make a Dweller? Or am I locked to plans?
You are locked, yeah. Yep.
This is sick.
But yeah, it's really good. It performed really well for me. I 2-0'd everyone except my last matchup, which was Sprite. So I'm pretty happy with it.
Do you have any final like closing thoughts or anything?
No, like I said, other than dropping the Gamma package, I think that's probably the best idea. But yeah, that's all I got.
Hell yeah! Well, thank you for the profile, and I hope you do well with it next week too, and every other time you play it.
Thank you.